Hello, lovely squirrels. I still don't have internet. So I'm hoping I have enough memory that I can read a pretty good while on this. But if it stops, I'll just have to read some more. Hope I get internet tomorrow. But let's go ahead with Chapter 4. Who is Jane Finn? The next day passed slowly. It was necessary to curtail expenditure. Carefully husbanded, 40 pounds will last a long time. Luckily the weather was fine and walking is cheap, dictated Tuppence. An outlying picture house provided them with recreation for the evening. The day of disillusionment had been a Wednesday. On Thursday, the advertisement had duly appeared. On Friday, letters might be expected to arrive at Tommy's rooms. He had been bound by an honorable promise not to open any such letters if they did arrive, but to repair to the National Gallery, where his colleague would meet him at 10 o'clock. To repair? Tuppence was first at the rendezvous. She ensconced herself on a red velvet seat and gazed at the Turners with unseen eyes until she saw the familiar figure enter the room. Well? Well, returned Mr. Beresford provokingly, which is your favorite picture? Don't be a wretch. Aren't there any answers? Tommy shook his head with a deep and somewhat overacted melancholy. I didn't want to disappoint you, old thing, by telling you right off. It's too bad. Good money wasted, he sighed. Still, there it is. The advertisement has appeared, and there are only 2 answers. Tommy, you devil, almost screamed Tuppence. Give them to me. How could you be so mean? Your language, Tuppence, your language. They're very particular at the National Gallery. Government show, you know, and do remember, as I have pointed out to you before, that as a clergyman's daughter, I ought to be on the stage, finished Tuppence with a snap. That is not what I intended to say. But if you are sure that you have enjoyed to the full the reaction of joy after despair with which I have kindly provided you free of charge, let us get down to our mail, as the saying goes. I keep looking up here to make sure I'm still running. Tuppence snatched the 2 precious envelopes from him unceremoniously and scrutinized them carefully. Thick paper, this one. It looks rich. We'll keep it to the last and open the other first. Right you are. 1, 2, 3, go. Tuppence's little thumb ripped open the envelope and she extracted the contents. Dear sir, referring to your advertisement in this morning's paper, I may be able to be of some use to you. Perhaps you could call and see me at the above address at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Yours truly, A. Carter. 27 Carlshoughton Gardens, said Tuppence, referring to the address. That's Gloucester roadway. Plenty of time to get there if we tube. The following, said Tommy, is the plan of campaign. It is my turn to assume the offensive. Ushered into the presence of Mr. Carter, he and I wish each other good morning. As is customary, he then says, please take a seat, Mr. To which I reply, promptly and significantly, Edward Whittington. Whereupon Mr. Carter turns purple in the face and gasps out, how much? Pocketing the usual fee of 50 pounds, I rejoin you in the road outside and we proceed to the next address and repeat the performance. Don't be absurd, Tommy. Now for the other letter. Oh, this is from the Ritz. 100 pounds instead of 50? I'll read it. Dear sir, read your advertisement. I should be glad if you would call round somewhere about lunchtime. Yours truly, Julius P. Hersheimer. Ha, said Tommy, do I smell a Boche or only an American millionaire of unfortunate ancestry? At all events, we'll call at lunchtime. It's a good time, frequently leads to free food for two. Tuppence nodded assent. Now for Carter, we'll have to hurry. Carlshoughton Terrace proved to be an unimpeachable row of what Tuppence called ladylike looking houses. They rang the bell at number 27, and a neat maid appeared at the door. She looked so respectable that Tuppence's heart sank. Upon Tommy's request for Mr. Carter, she showed them into a small study on the ground floor where she left them. Hardly a minute elapsed, however, before the door opened, and a tall man with a lean, hawk-like face and a tired manner entered the room. Mr. Y.A., he said, and smiled. His smile was distinctly attractive. Do sit down, both of you. They obeyed. He himself took a chair opposite to Tuppence and smiled at her encouragingly. There was something in the quality of his smile that made the girl's usual readiness desert her. As he did not seem inclined to open the conversation, Tuppence was forced to begin. We wanted to know, that is, would you be so kind as to tell us anything you know about Jane Finn? Jane Finn? Ah, Mr. Carter appeared to reflect. Well, the question is, what do you know about her? Tuppence drew herself up. I don't see that that's got anything to do with it. No, but it has, you know. Really it has. He smiled again in his tired way and continued reflectively. So that brings us down to it again. What do you